So hello and welcome to Bima 101, a channel where we discuss insurance and also other related types of investments. So if you're new to the channel, then please subscribe and also hit on the notification button so that you're notified whenever we do a new video. Now, specifically today we'll be looking at Matatu insurance policies. So Matatus are, like you know, are public transport vehicles that are used here in Kenya, and they need to have a valid insurance policy like any other motor vehicle being driven on Kenyan public roads. The covers meant for Matatu have a lot in common with other types of motor insurance policies, namely private and also the commercial motor insurance policy. They have a lot in common. They're both offered in third party and third party fire and theft, and there's also the comprehensive cover. So for the third party, it will mainly cater for injuries or death that might be caused to pedestrians and also property that might be damaged. And this being a Matatu cover, of course, it will cover the passengers that the Matatu is carrying. So if the Matatu is carrying 14 passengers, this will be the passengers that will be covered by that particular motor insurance policy. So the cover will then, there will also be an option for third party fire and theft. So this is basically what I just described. Then you add, in case of theft of the motor vehicle, or in case the motor vehicle, that is the Matatu, got burnt or burnt down, then the owner will be covered for the same. So that's the main difference between third party fire and the third party only. So the last type of cover that you will find is what you call the comprehensive cover. So the comprehensive cover, like the name suggests, covers almost everything. So it will cover pedestrians that might be hit by that particular Matatu. It will also cover property that might be damaged by that Matatu. So it might hit other vehicles on the road. And in addition to this, it will also cover damage to that Matatu. So that's the main difference between the comprehensive and other types of cover, namely third party and third party fire and theft. The comprehensive will cover for damage to that Matatu. And this is accidental damage. So you will get money to repair, and if it's a write-off, then you'll get a check of the value of that Matatu. That is how a Matatu insurance policy works. There are differences between a Matatu insurance policy and other types of insurance policies, like what we call commercial and private. There are a few differences. The first difference that is very notable is obviously the color of the sticker. So with a Matatu insurance policy, the cover of the sticker is reddish brown as compared to blue for commercial and also green for private. So that's the first thing that you will actually notice, the color of the sticker. The second thing that you will notice is the price. Matatu insurance policies tends to be more expensive as compared to other types of motor insurance policies. So if, for example, you were to compare a Matatu insurance policy at the cost with that cover for a private motor vehicle, for a 14-seater, you will probably pay between 8,000 to 9,000 per month for a Matatu. Whereas for a private vehicle, you probably have to pay 7,500 per year. So already the cost of a monthly cover for a Matatu is more than the cost of a yearly cover for a private vehicle. So that's the first difference. Matatu insurance policies are very expensive. The second difference that you probably realize is that there are very few companies that actually offer Matatu insurance policies. This is because Matatus are prone to accidents. They have a very high claim ratio, and a lot of companies have actually gone under simply by insuring Matatus. So there are very few companies left that are willing to insure Matatus. As we speak, I only know of two that can actually insure Matatus. By the time I'm releasing this video, there are only two companies, and this is Amaco and Direct Line. Yeah. And at the moment, Direct Line kind of has issues. It's actually not issuing covers. So the only option left mainly is Amaco. So there are always very few companies that are willing to offer insurance policies for matatus. The other thing that you realize that is different with the Matatu insurance policy is the number of installments that you can actually get. Yeah. So with let's say a commercial vehicle or a private vehicle, you can basically get from 4 installments, maximum, maybe 4 installments. There are some covers that are coming up where you can pay up to 12 installments, but basically what happens, you pay fewer installments when you talk about private motor insurance and also commercial motor insurance vehicles. You mainly have four, and for that party, you might have 2 or 3. But for a Matatu, you can actually get a cover for a week. Yeah. So most people actually take up covers for on a monthly basis. Yeah. Because they're very expensive. So if, for example, you were to invest for a whole year cover, there might be some issues with that, since the Matatu might be arrested and maybe spend a month in a police station. It might need to be repaired, maybe spend a few weeks in the garage. And if you had already taken up a yearly cover, then that means there are some days that you'll actually be using. So most people opt to take a monthly cover, but a weekly cover is also available as well. So those are some of the differences that you realize when you're taking up a Matatu insurance policy. That is mainly the differences between a Matatu and other types of insurance policies. Now, before taking up a Matatu insurance policy, I would there are people, or rather, you might get places where, or rather, other companies than the two I mentioned. And it's always important to properly vet these companies, because when you find that if a Matatu is involved in an accident, these claims can actually result to a lot of money, since you may be carrying a lot of passengers and some might lose their life, while others might get some serious injuries. And like I said, this might put you in a lot of financial strain. So you need to have an insurer who you know you can actually count on. The second thing that normally arises when there's a claim is to verify who was in that particular vehicle. So it's always advisable to either have your passengers pay via M-Pesa, since this will be easier to verify. There was a time that Direct Line was actually instructing all people insuring with them to make sure that their passengers are paying their transport via M-Pesa, so that it becomes easier to verify the passengers who are in that vehicle. Or you might need to actually give tickets out. Yeah? So obviously you will have a record left where you can verify whether those passengers and who exactly was in that vehicle, so that it becomes easier for you to take up claims. Yeah? But Matatu insurance policies are compulsory, yeah? And they're very necessary. They help to protect not only you, but other road users. So make sure that you have a valid one at all times before driving out. Now, if you're thinking of investing in a Matatu, then you need to consider the cost of insurance, since this will end up being a significant expense to you. Now, let me know what you think on the comment section, and until next time, have a good one.